Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
This is a 1976 Ford F-350. It's two-tone emerald green, 40,000 original miles, and today they'll be taking me to go see my friend Matt out in Bruderheim, Alberta, to go visit Strong's Garage, where he has a really cool restoration shop. He's a cool guy. He does the Model T races, which we've gone out and done a couple videos on in the past. And it should be a fun adventure. So let's hop in the truck, go for a ride, and go visit my friend Matt. Let's go. I'm actually kind of passing right by where Bill's house is. Bill, of course, who works with me and is also a friend of mine. I figure may as well drag Bill out for an adventure today too, get him out on the highway. And we're gonna stop and pick him up. And hopefully I'll have better luck this time than last time. There's Bill. Guess he wanted me to drive up where it's a little less snowy. There's the man.
Hello.
I was saying last time you and I went out in this truck, it was not the best adventure.
Here we go.
Because we were breaking down the whole way. So I knocked on my head for good luck. And
I think it'll be good.
I'm hoping so. Okay.
Right on. Let's hit the road.
We have arrived. I got my old truck. He's got his old truck. Nah, don't worry about it. See, this is the big thing. I think Matt is like the biggest deal in Bruderheim here. He does the Model T races in late summer or fall. It's a great time. Let's see if Matt's here. Okay, let's see Matt. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey,
How's it going?
there's the man himself.
Mater.
Mr. Hot.
Yes. How you doing, Alex?
I'm good.
Good.
So for the people at home, why don't you, I guess, introduce yourselves and we'll do a little tour of the shop.
My name is Matt. This is Jim, and we have this garage here.
That is the most simple Coles Notes explanation
Right?
of what you do.
Yeah. No, this building we restored for the last 10 years. It's been several people involved. My dad and wife Cassie, Jim, Raz, a guy named Mark, like everyone.
But
For
it's
10 years we restored this building, this antique dealership. So.
and that's what this was. This was a dealership at one point, right?
As far as we know, it's kind of a bummer to find the history of it, but you know.
Were you giving it a new lease on life? What was it being used for before you bought it?
It was a mechanic's garage, but it was apparently it was vacant for a long time. The garbage
car
down,
storage.
yeah, car storage. It was a garage.
Yeah.
Then it was
The paint shop.
paint, yeah, like auto body and sheet metal, like everything. But then it was vacant for a long period of time.
But you're more than just mechanics.
Oh, we
'Cause-
do automotive restoration.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
full-on restoration shop.
Yeah.
Beautiful work. And Matt is also a very talented musician too.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah. But you know, the funny thing is that I've been in business now about 6 years, but you and your wife, actually Cassie, was my very first customer.
Cassie was, yes.
Yeah, so I was sitting there, I think I had just opened,
Yeah.
and she came in, she saw a sign I put up at an antique mall or something,
Yes.
and so,
Alex, being the marketer that he had a really interesting, he really hit the ground running. He had all these ads out before, motorcycles and things. It was cool.
yeah, and we drew the right crowd
Yes,
in.
I guess. Yeah.
But you guys have created this wonderland. I'm going to pan around here because everywhere I look, there is something cool.
Kind
And
of what the inside of my head looks like, really.
a bunch of old car tires stacked up.
Yeah.
Mine is a monkey with a symbol. Like, yeah, that's what mine does right now. Me and Homer Simpson, I guess. But what people don't know about you is that not only do you have this cool shop and you fix up all these cars and do cool stuff, but you go to great efforts to try and use the original tools and the original equipment. And
Yeah, we're pretty fortunate that, like, for as long as I can remember, much the same as you collected things or liked old things or however it works. But it's been like tools and things, so
yeah, like I'm
years,
looking.
everything is kind of, and we got a lot of dealership specific tools for working on Fords, like from the 30s and 40s and 20s.
Yeah, like the stand over there.
Yeah, that's a factory engines, like Kiara Wilson engine stand. We have the adapters for everything.
Lucked out with that dealership, right?
Yeah, in Smoky Lake, just down the road, there was a fella named Tom, and his mother had started the dealership in 1936, and they sold the building about, I don't know, 6 years ago or something, and he had an add-on Kijiji, and anyway, I was lucky. I went and bought like a ton of really cool old Ford tools and met these nice guys.
I see there's all kinds of neat stuff everywhere. In fact, I was saying before that, you know, if I were to kind of look around and snap my fingers and put this as black and white, if I can snap my fingers and put this as black and white, you wouldn't know what year
Yeah, that was
we're
kinda
looking
cool.
at.
Yeah.
It looks just like we're right out of the, you know, 1940s or,
Yeah.
you know, like your typical sort of shop.
So it's funny because One Direction, like this building was a really terrible shape. It was a real, you know, I can't even explain how bad a shape it was in. There was a ceiling in it, like a full ceiling. Me and my dad replaced every stud in the walls from the outside.
Wow.
Completely, like, this close to falling down. This one beam, you see this second or third one, we had to jack it up almost 8 inches because it had sunk. And then the roof was rotten. And
But look at it now.
Yeah, now it's all nice spray foam, and it looks really old, but it's all.
Yeah, you'd never know that that was a new ceiling that you had.
Yeah, we just did Jim and our friend Alex and my wife Cassie. We spent like 2 weeks doing this tongue and groove on the roof.
You must have had a lot of scaffolding.
We did it with a scissor lift, actually.
Oh, okay, that's probably an easier way to do it.
It was sweet. Yeah, 4 of us. We spent 2 weeks. 2 full weeks.
1,200 boards.
1,200
Staying.
Yeah.
Cut to length.
So your arms probably got your
Everything.
muscles were getting worn out,
My
but
shoulders were. I felt quite good after, but I don't want to do it again.
yeah, no,
And
once
so
is enough.
The building is kind of just was, and we made it what it is. The green is actually the original color. I found some green here and there.
That's a great color.
Yeah, and everything's kind of green in here. It seems. I don't know why.
So why don't you walk us through some of the projects you're working on right
Okay,
now?
well,
It would start up at
just-
the front.
Oh, the front. That's a 36 Ford. Couple of 36 Fords here. The 5-window coupe. We're gonna just. That's a really nice. This one here.
Yeah.
We're gonna just piece it together. I'm gonna sell that car. It's complete, original.
You have the frame and everything
I
for
have
it?
everything. The frame's already restored.
Oh, okay.
It's just- we ended up with this 3-window, so I don't need the 5-window. As much as I love that car, I had the original bill of sale for it and everything. That car is really neat. Got it from it was driven until the 70s.
Well, very solid.
Super good. So,
I mean, you know, but a lot of people sometimes, you know, you watch at home and you see, well, it's just like, you know, part of a car. But for you, that's not that much work to get that back together, probably.
well, it's work, but it's like I don't know. It's a 36 Ford coupe, which is sort of desirable.
Oh, yeah.
So it's worth it, you know? And no, we have everything for the car. It was 100% complete. I actually have a picture of it when we got it. And it was like this barn find or what everybody's always talking about. Anyway, that was that. So I started working on it, and then we found this 3-window. So
You're going to do the 3-window.
Yeah.
Did you build the fender skirts or did it have
No,
those?
those are original skirts.
Okay.
Yeah, I put those in these solid hood sides on. So this is going to be like a late 30s or early 40s custom.
Oh, I see you priced the car for me. I'll take it.
Yes, yeah,
I'll take
yeah.
$250.
Right.
So, yeah, sure. I guess I can fork that out.
We
No.
just have actually a sign that it says, please do not ask for credit, so it would be a cash sale for sure.
Oh yeah, cash only.
But anyways, that's a really cool car.
Does it run right now?
Yeah, I gotta do the brakes and everything on it, but that's a really cool, like it's a car I've always wanted, sort of.
It looks like, what color was it originally, or can you tell?
Actually, there's some of it was green. It's
It wouldn't have been this green though.
no, but I like
exciting
this green. It's this cool, just this color.
Oh, it's like a dark green. So somebody redid it. They're like, you know, it'd be great.
Well, apparently, I don't know for sure, but I got it off the original owner's family. Like I don't know how it worked exactly, but her dad bought it new, and then they fixed it up in the 70s, so that's why it's kind of...
Oh, and it's got the big engine in it too.
Yeah, flathead V8, yeah.
Flathead V8. Bonnie and Clyde special.
Right? They were dead for 2 years by the time this
By the time they're, but they would have appreciated that
had
engine.
one of these.
Yeah, if they'd still be here. They would have been, yeah. But it's a cool car, and happy to get it. And they're kind of sort of rare, but I do like this one, but I can't keep them all.
Wow.
And this is my dad's too, so.
So, and it looks like you've got some customer cars over here
Yeah,
too.
I got a few. Just this 32 Ford Roadster. We're doing the brakes on and kingpins and just getting it kind of mechanically going for the feller. It's a really cool car.
Yeah, oh, it's super neat.
Yeah, it's got an original Roadster interior in it. This is kind of neat.
Yeah, I love the patina, you know,
yeah.
the patina look.
And it's just a super cool car, but the mechanics were kind of poor.
Spotlight.
Yeah, both of them.
Is it period?
Yeah, that's original brackets.
Wow.
For a 32.
So somebody had some cool accessories to put on this thing
This
when they
thing
built
has
it.
cool accessories. These wind wings are accessories. The spotlights, the spare tire cover.
But really, other than the brakes, this is a full functioning, running, driving vehicle.
Yeah, it's got a flathead, a later flathead in it with the.
I'm going to come around and have a look at the engine in here.
Headers and dual exhaust.
Bill is sauntering around. You've been hanging out, Bill, looking at that Mercury the whole time.
What really caught my eye is the old Ford in there.
Okay, we'll go into the showroom
We'll
after.
be able to fix you up with that car, maybe.
That's a nice car.
Super nice, yeah. Yeah, it's just a neat. These patina cars are kind of cool. He bought it out of the States, and it's it's some original parts and some.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, he's enjoying it though is the important thing.
Oh, I hope so. I think it's a really great. It's the quintessential car. Your 32 Ford.
When are you going to get your head turned into a bust on the front of a car? We'll have to start sculpting the mat hood
Nobody will
ornament.
buy it. They'll throw garbage out of it. Right? Yeah.
No, just put a farmer baseball hat on top of it and you're all set.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, that's
So
super
it's
cool.
fun. And working on this stuff, like I said, we got all the tools and all the kingpin reamers, and it's fun to use the original tools.
Yeah, when you're working on the old stuff, it's nice to have the original engine stand, you know, because
Yeah,
everything's
right.
meant to go in the proper place.
Yeah, like Jim took this this flathead apart. It's for another shop in Daysland. We're doing a motor for him and transmission. But this factory stuff is like super. It's made for it. So
We just watched that reamer
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it doesn't
see,
go.
it's balanced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're just disassembling this to take it to the machine shop.
Well, it operates pretty smooth too. That
Super.
that
Yeah,
stand.
and it's kind of just the way it was at the dealership. This is a reproduction. 'cause it
Two
was
simple
missing.
parts off and we can give her a spin.
No, there we go. Jim is an engineer on the side.
On the side.
Former.
But Jim, last time we were talking, you said, you know, being an engineer was a great job, but it wasn't filling you with as much joy.
No, it definitely didn't fill me with the
Soul
joy
sucking,
that
I
I
use
needed.
word.
Yeah.
It's soul sucking.
So now
You get to have
here I am,
fun.
pulling wrenches and
Yeah.
loving life, which you got to.
Key.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's just one
Ease.
finger.
Yeah, look how nice and
Yeah.
smooth that works.
Oh, right. So no,
I feel like I need one of those.
Oh, right.
Oh, for
And we've
anything,
got adapters to put different engines on it and transmissions. And,
yeah.
but it was cool because at the dealership when I was getting all this stuff, I asked him if he had one of these engine stands because they're super collectible. And he said, yeah, I think I do. Parts of it in my scrap pile.
If I ever meet this guy and he doesn't sound like that, I'm gonna be very
He's gonna
disappointed.
sound just like that, like
He-
if you-
what, like a crotchety old puppet?
Old Tom. Yeah, sure,
Oh!
like you see on the Muppets. Yeah. Tom. But anyways, he's like, yeah, he digs it out and calls me months later. I got that engine stand out for you. So I go get it. It was all seized up, but there it was. We didn't paint this part, but this is reproduction.
Yeah, well, still. That's awesome.
Oh, I was just happy to get it. And like I said, a lot of these tools came from his dealership. They got his initials or their mechanic.
Oh, I like it's got the Ford top on it,
Oh, I
too.
put that on. We built that.
Yeah, but that looks good,
Yeah, I got that from Ivan Perry.
though. That looks great.
So the bench was in the shop, and I thought, what a cool bench. So we saved it, right?
You know, and just leave it the way it
Oh, for
is.
sure,
Yeah, like the
It's got
paint
4
and the...
different handles on it.
Kind
Yeah.
of nice. Nothing rolls away from you with all the divots and imprints. Yeah.
It makes you wonder what the original handle was. I'm guessing the cup hole, maybe?
Or they just built it and used 4 different handles.
Maybe, yeah.
But it's super, I wanted to keep it, so we put a backboard on it. Sort of created a space difference between the tire shop side and this. And then you fill it with old stuff and it looks old. You got we've been collecting now forever, rare stuff. Like these here, I've actually used it now. This is, here, what do you suppose that would be for? It's a thread chaser, but it's a funny size. And what it is it's for chasing the threads on the Model T to put the hubcaps on.
Oh, okay.
But that's the factory tool.
In case they get all
They get banged
screwed
up
up
or
and
whatever,
banged
but,
up. And
yeah, it's super kind of rare, and just different, just for filling the master cylinder on Ford cars with hydraulic brakes because they're hard to get at.
funny, this little guy looks like a robot.
Oh, that's super.
He looks like those are the eyes.
Yeah.
There's his little arm. Like the Jetsons lent you one of their...
It's a magneto and distributor, or a magneto and generator and tester.
Except it looks like he's smoking a bit of a cigar hanging out of his mouth there. Listen here, you just need to.
Yeah, right? This is super cool. It's from the 20s. It was, what, $800 in 1928?
Yeah,
Wow, that's serious money.
But it's for spinning up generators. We rewired it, so.
Have you used it yet?
Yeah, we haven't tried it yet, but we just got it.
You haven't tried. We haven't tried it. It
It's got
might.
this wicked Corbin tack.
Yeah, that's
which
pretty
is
cool.
a multi-directional. It goes back. So this here handle, you put your distributor, magneto, or generator on here with these adapter, and you can either use the leads to test the spark, or put the leads on and check the amp or volts or whatever. So you turn it on, spin it,
Yeah.
and then and this all adjusts so it'll hold it, you know. And then you can slow it down or speed it up, and then you can also slow it right down and reverse it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a neat feature.
Really cool. And then there's a set of points in there for testing spark on like a distributor.
Actually, sounds pretty smooth, really.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And what year is it from?
Well, it's from the late 20s.
Late 20s.
Yeah.
Wow. And still working.
Well, we rewired it, but yeah, it's quite something. Jim, we found it at this auction down the way.
Yeah.
Bought a bunch of actually really cool tools there.
I'm just getting a lot. I like how you have this in a frame.
Oh yeah,
It looks good.
Sneak attack idea, yeah.
But you've got all sorts of stuff on the go.
Oh, I never.
What's the chassis for we're looking at?
1924T.
24T, and it looks like it was running not that long ago. It's got a new battery and
He had gone through it, and then he had done a beautiful job on these wheels. The body's done.
yeah.
But the transmission blew up, and so we're rebuilding the motor, transmission, and rear end. So it's actually, there's a young fellow named Derek that we've been working with. He does the babbiting, like the Babbitt bearings.
Yes, yeah.
So he's got all the factory, like that engine stand, K.R. Wilson tools from the 20s to do it. So it's cool. He's doing all the equipment on the all his rebuilding on the 20s equipment. We'll put it together with all 20s equipment. So it's kind of,
So you stripped the car down this far just to do the transmission and the rear end.
yeah. Well, he had the body on.
Oh, and so he brought it into you like
A
this more or
chassis.
less. Okay.
Yeah, we took the rad is up there, and the these are neat. The engine pan, the oil pan is like the entire, like a stress member.
Okay.
And so then the engine block sits in it, and then the transmission sits in that, and then there's that thing they call a hog's head because it kind of looks like a pig's head on
Okay.
the ground there.
Oh yeah, I see it down there.
That's the transmission top. Actually, we have a restored car we could show you what it looks like together. Yeah.
So how long does it take to take a body off a Model T? Because they always say it's fair not.
I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 6 bolts maybe.
So just
Yeah, just a half.
right there.
Yeah, right here.
So you take the bolts off and it just pops right
body
off.
comes off. Just like at the factory. All of them are kind of made, like if you look at those assembly videos from the 20s
Yeah.
or 30s, the chassis are done, and then they just set the body on top.
Bolt it on and away
Yeah.
you go.
So it only took them like minutes to build a car, so I don't know why it takes so long to restore them.
Because those bolts don't go on and off the same way they did when they were
and,
new.
And getting parts is hard. It's getting hard. It didn't used to be hard, but it's sort of hard because there's lots of stuff that they don't. They've either discontinued, like recently in the last couple of years with all this. So, but
Which
we've
is a
been pretty
shame.
Fortunate. We have lots of the original NOS parts, and
Yeah, we can rebuild.
yeah, we can rebuild most things. So.
Well, and I'm just oogling all the other cars that are in here, and
Yeah, there's a bunch.
this is a common friend of ours car.
Yeah, that's right.
And what are you doing on this one?
We just helped him out. I had a couple of frame issues and just kind of went through it. Brakes, kingpins. Yeah.
Looks like a little bit of a repair
We didn't do
happened.
that. We
under-
had a guy in Calgary do that.
Okay.
But yeah, he just kind of cleaned up. We're just leaving it as is. I helped him build the motor, so that's a B model 4-cylinder that's all raced up.
Oh, he's got the Edmonton topper.
Yeah, he's got one on the back too that's really neat.
He's got quite a few accessories.
Yeah, the accessories are mind-boggling, and they get the park pass. There.
Oh yeah. No, like a park pass like that. You know, that could be a few hundred. You know, to up. You know, depending
well,
upon.
those 20s ones are like.
Oh yeah, they can be quite
They're
expensive.
cool because they don't have a year on them, so that you can they're just colored.
Yeah.
His brother James is a real expert nerd on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, what a great looking vehicle. And you know, that's the thing is that you can either do a car as a patina preservation like this, where you leave the body looking as it is, and mechanically it's 100%.
Completely, yeah, but it's I don't want to say it's harder, but it can be if you want everything to match.
Right.
Patina, whatever you want to call it.
Right, because he did a repair on the fender, but I guess in time that will rust out.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
I
this
just
won't
mean,
be
like, if you wanted like that car there with an original interior, like that's a reproduction body. It's a Briscoe body, but it's gonna be a really long time before you ever find another Roadster interior, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or if you're trying to keep the thing. So this one is cool. It's got like an original chrome dropped axle in it, so it's a bit of a hot rod.
Okay, yeah.
Dual carbs, high compression head. You know.
Or you could do a full-on restoration.
Yeah,
And
that's my dad's car. So this is our. We've been working on this since I was a kid. So
okay,
if it ever gets done, I hope.
that's on the back burner because you got clients' cars to look
It's
after.
a neat car though. It's a sedan delivery. See?
I see that.
So it's kind of like what your ambulance was, but so it's a 34 Ford.
Very, very nice.
These neat suicide doors, right? You don't see that too often.
Jeez, I just bought I bought the Daimler limousine that
you
was
got
on.
it?
Yeah, I bought that thing. It's got suicide doors.
Yeah.
And one of my doors on my Daimler, it blew back in the wind and the
that's why
hinge
they
got
don't.
bent out. Yeah. So I got to do a little work on
The
that.
locks
But
in these cars. There's a little pin you put and you just lock them when you're driving because if the body twists at all, damn like a wood car like that.
yeah. Yep.
And then it just sucks you into traffic.
I had that, I had an MGTD suicide door, and you go around a corner and the body would flex and the door would open on the corner. And I just got used to it. I'd be like in a corner, the door would fly, just grab it, pull it shut
That's
again.
what my Model A is.
Yeah.
But it's kind of not cool, but
No, it's not fun to have your door open,
but
while.
you get used to something that's
You do.
crummy, you just drive it like that forever. Yeah.
Now, you were telling me last time we were chatting that this Chevy has kind of an interesting story to
Me
it.
and Jim actually bought a whole bunch of cars from the state this last summer, and we sold a few and kept one, which will be a shop truck in the future.
Yeah.
But this car is like 47,000 original miles.
So this is original paint?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Original interior, original everything. Tires have been changed, but
Yeah, but they were changed a long time ago, probably.
yeah. Well, the car was what 1970.
Yeah, the last registration we found was 76.
Yeah.
So.
So it's been off the road for a
And
while.
if you, it's really cool. We did we didn't even clean it yet, but if you look, it's just that's original, like it's mint.
Yeah, the wood graining on the garnish moldings.
Yeah, it's not, and you would think this would get totally beaten up from arms being
Well,
up
it
here.
started, but not enough. It's just
But it's still
cool.
shiny.
Yeah. So and then the oil change stickers on this car, like they're kind of like archaeology. Sometimes you get this kind of cool stuff.
Oh yeah, and you got peeling them off.
So
And
Jim was actually pointing out here that what was it, Jim? 47,000 miles in 1974.
Yeah.
So 47,260, and right now it has 48.3.
so it hasn't moved a whole
Less
lot.
than yeah, 1,100 miles in like 50 years. Yeah.
And we still got like,
We
a few
don't-
miles left on the oil.
We got
too.
2,000 miles on the oil, so it's still good.
So is this a keeper or a seller or?
Oh no, we're gonna have to sell it. Yeah.
You're gonna sell
Well,
this
we're
one?
Gonna sell it. It'd be just nice to. We want to get it to a point where it's really reliable and cool, so that it stays. The right guy will love this car the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's
We're gonna put dual carbs and split headers and make a little bomb out of it.
okay.
We'll see.
It's a great looking vehicle.
It has a ton of accessories on it too, Alex. It's got those bumper tips.
Yeah.
The lucite, it's got this lucite.
Oh yeah, the light up
emblem,
little insert.
Radio, visor, under seat heat, Fulton shift knob, backup lights, like tons. Check the. I don't know if you can see
And it's a two-door, which is
Yeah, it's
premium.
Yeah. So it's got these two little switches here.
Okay,
And
yeah.
there's actually a heater under the seat to warm your bum.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So.
Not so nice if it's been in a field and has a mouse nest underneath, then that smell heats
would
up.
stink, wouldn't it?
But it looks like they had
Well, it's incredible, yeah.
Yeah, there seems to be mouse free.
it looks like they had
doesn't,
mouse poison on the floor or
I
something.
had a 48 Ford Coupe. It was kind of like this. It wasn't quite this good, but when I was 18 and I was dating my wife at the time, Cassie, and it kind of smelled like pee because there was mice that lived in the headline. But we were somewhere downtown Edmonton with it, and this feller, Cassie was sitting in it. I had gone into the store for some reason. She's sitting in the passenger seat, and the guy, she's sitting here on the passenger side. And the guy walks in, sticks his head in, like. Right in her face. You can see her sitting there. And she's like, ah! And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, I just love the smell of old cars. I was like, it smells like pee.
It smells like mouse pee, yeah. Oh, I've had a few cars like that.
Yeah, you learn to live with it. But this is really a special car.
Yeah, no, and this car, for the folks watching at home, does not smell like pee.
No.
It actually
And it's like, it'll polish up so nice. It's really hard to capture how good this paint is.
So
It's hard
if
to
somebody
capture.
wants to buy it, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, well, we're going to, like I said, we'll.
But
Checkbook, Alex?
did I?
Yeah, right?
I'm going to run out of room in my own garage soon if I keep buying Volkswagen vans and
Yeah,
Daimlers
you
and
could,
stuff.
You could hoist it. You
I could
hoist
hang it
that.
from the ceiling, yeah.
Build another garage?
You know, as we're standing here, I'm realizing too that your office up there,
Yeah.
the windows you've salvaged and reclaimed.
Yeah, we rebuilt
The grate along the top, that used to be off of one of the bridges in Edmonton, right? That metal railing.
Yeah. It's was off. It's off a Dominion Bridge.
And the funnier part about that is that you said you've had people come in from the town here who go, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, we had a lady come in and tell us all the stuff she remembered. It.
She said, oh, I remember that railing and I remember that window and you're trying hard.
Guys used to sit over there.
Yeah.
It's more believable the story we had when we first bought the place. I'm sure the fellow passed away, but he came and he used to hang out here in the 50s. And he's like, the bathroom was really poor. Like none of this was really, it was here, but it was poor.
Yeah, it was bad.
And he came in and he's like, oh, wow, it's got a bathroom. And it was poor. And he's like, when I was a kid, there used to be just an eaves trough. From one end of the shop to the other, you peed in and went out in the alley.
Wow.
Thought,
Yeah, that's probably more like
we
it.
Came a long ways since then. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, no,
I love the trusses, so we didn't want to hide them. So we had to open it up.
No, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, there is one part of the shop we haven't seen, and that's the showroom up at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
so can we take a
look?
walk up
Sure.
there? All right.
Actually, I can show you how it works if you want.
Sure. Yeah.
Bring the crane over.
So before we head over to the front room area there, Matt is showing me this really cool sort of pulley system. And this was in the building?
Yeah.
This was all here?
Yeah. So this engine, this train track was here. I got this really cool air hoist and fixed it up. It wasn't, but you can see there's a switch here, just like a railroad track.
Oh yeah, it's got like
Yeah, so we can either go straight down the shop,
yeah,
or if I pull this rope like this,
yeah. How cool is this?
and it's got a little stop, and then it can go
All the way over the other side.
Yeah. So, and we've used it to pull motors, and it's cool, eh?
That's a really neat setup.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd ever get that again without like finding all the pieces. It's
You
so
got
cool.
young kids. You should strap like a little swinging chair on the end and just give them a good push.
We thought about that.
Jolly
Yeah.
jumper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could get
yeah, back and forth.
put stops on, and be like a zip line.
You could get from your office down to the other end.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, I never thought.
No,
of
no,
that.
no, 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 no,
Put those windows over you.
Yeah, flip the windows down.
Yeah, Fred Flint.
Woo! Straight out the door. No, that's awesome. Yeah, and it goes right to the front. Yeah.
I actually took some of it down. We used to go to the back of the shop and we put it up going that way, just so there was room for the office.
That's so cool. Okay, let's walk over and have a look at the front area here. And I'm so impressed with how every inch of this space just looks how you'd want it to look.
Well, there's some junk here and there, but it's good that way.
No, but it's good junk. Your junk is.
So this here, I'll tell you a quick thing. Like me and my dad tore down this church years ago and saved these beams.
Did the church people know that you were going to do it, or was it like
No,
a
we
surprise?
stuck in the middle of the
You
night.
went on a Friday night and took
Yeah.
it down.
So it's funny because Jim built a mezzanine, and our friend Scott built a mezzanine or a thing with it, and then we built this with it. Anyway, long story short, the beams only had so much beam left, so that's why it ended up as an angle door.
Okay.
But it worked out.
It worked perfect. Actually, it's kind of a little showier with the angle
Oh,
door.
it looks like Safety City, Jim says. There's little roads on the ground you can have.
Oh yeah. But you.
The door was here. That was on a storage room in the back. But the rest of it, me and Jim and Cassie and my dad just worked away.
Honestly, though, an angle door makes sense because if you're going to be driving or moving stuff
I
around.
don't know how many times we moved everything in the shop, but originally there was a hoist here, and we were going to keep it there. And then we thought, well, we'll put it over there, and then we didn't. So now we just have the two original hoists on the floor.
And these are all period correct racks too. These racks were here.
Yeah, so that's actually cool. There was another building exactly like this across like where the hotel is, called Risky Garage, who sold Chevys, and it was built in '32, and those say Gus Risky on them,
Oh, cool.
which is the guy. But yeah, those are like I have literature from the 1920s that's what you bought for Canada for Ford dealerships and Chevy dealerships and parts departments. So that's our parts department that we're setting up.
You just got to load it up with a bunch of
We
NOS
have
parts.
a bunch ordered. We're becoming some dealers for some antique auto parts.
So if somebody wants to order replacement parts for their
we're
vehicle,
working on it, yeah.
Okay.
Slowly and surely.
so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, tuned. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, come on in.
Wow. I like your guy over here. That's pretty neat.
That's what we use for the Model T race.
Yeah, and nighttime security.
Yeah,
you know how many times if you don't know that he's a statue, you catch in the corner of your eye.
Yeah. So you home aloned your building here a little bit.
He's on a little train track. He comes around.
Yeah, you put him on that thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put him on the train track and away you go. No, this is great. So you constructed this area in the front,
Oh, yeah.
but you did
It was
it.
here when we recreated it. Maybe put it looking like this.
Does it look great, Bill?
This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Because that bench was here. My wife stripped it down. It was blue. Cassie painted it. The thing beautifully. It's a really neat old counter. That came from you, that cash register.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the giant wrench.
And the big wrench, yeah. I think I did a video when I went with one of the last trips I did with my dad, we ended up getting that. Actually, this custom Swanks.
There it is.
Somebody might remember that from a recent video.
Yeah.
But see, this is where I love to get stuff in the proper setting, and that thing belonged here with you, Matt.
Yeah, we got a few that, like I said, I'd like to get a case because I got quite a few more and then more paraphernalia like Edmonton related stuff.
Yeah, no, this space is shaping up really nicely.
Wow.
Yeah, so we just did this car for a guy. He had bought it. You've seen the car.
I have, yeah, but it didn't look like this when I saw it.
So he wanted to kind of clean it up and take it to the next level, and we polished it. We're gonna go down the door.
So somebody other than you did the plating and all that on
I
it?
think this is reproduction grill.
Okay.
Yeah. What we did was we corrected the paint. It was really poor, so we polished it. We had the wheels. We restored the wheels. Jim sanded them.
Yeah, we sanded them, got them powder coated, striped them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who did the striping for you?
I actually did the wheels, but Dave Dunbar did the.
Oh, our good friend Dave.
Yeah,
Dave, who did the murals on the side of my
That's right.
building.
So Dave's done all of everything we've ever done for since as long as I've been building cars.
You know, there's quite a talent to hand painting a straight line like that.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I watched Dave do it. You think to yourself, yeah, I can do that. You know.
Yeah, because he makes it look so easy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Anybody who's good at anything makes it look easy. And I have a brush, so we were just dinking around one day, and yeah, it's like impossible to keep a. It's all in the how hard you push the brush, the width of the line.
Yeah.
So to make a uniform line like that by hand with a brush is like.
Yeah, because your paint flow is always changing, and
Oh, he's such a good. And he's I like Dave, and it's great. It's fun to visit with him because you get to see him and you visit.
oh yeah.
He painted on our door there. It says employees only. It's a really good sign thing.
I'm impressed with how big the trunk actually is in these old
Right?
tees,
And
right?
look
Like
how
that's.
this interior is. I mean, you talk about a car that's comfortable. It's wool.
Oh yeah.
Hey, like it's soft.
Being inside a suit.
It's like wearing.
Like sitting inside of a suit. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually pretty. And this would have been like a businessman sort of
Doctor's coupe.
Doctor's coupe. So
Yeah.
you put your doctor's suitcase and
Yeah.
stuff back there, and you.
Yeah.
Head off.
They are such an important car. It's a really cool when you see them all fixed up like this.
Yeah, you got the glass fixed on this
Yeah,
because
the glass was busted.
it was
outside.
cracked.
Yeah. And the wheels, like having this silver is really cool. This car's cool. It's got bumpers, which were an accessory. Funny.
Bumpers were an accessory.
Yeah, they were an accessory, yeah. But it's, you think about a car back then, how much. Well, I think it's better. Like cars were just for utility. There was nothing. I mean, there was fancy cars, but there was no LCD screens and foolish things like that. You just
It's almost kind of a
enjoy
nicer.
the car for what it is, right?
It is a nice experience to drive an old car because you're much more connected with the road, with the experience.
Super, and like cars are really our only true time machine. So if you drive down an old road in this car, it could be 1927. Or like Jim has a really cool Continental,
Yeah.
a 56 Continental, and if you drive that car, you could pretend you're a rich guy in 1956.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause that would have been what 10 grand in 1956.
Oh, yeah,
So-
10 grand and 56. Like,
Whereas this was like
Frank Sinatra
$280, $385 or whatever they were, nothing.
But you think about it. Here we are, and
100 years almost.
100 years later, and this car is still a drivable, usable vehicle.
well, you could get home with it. Like,
That's one.
Yeah, if you wanted, you could drive this into town right now. Yeah, it wouldn't be as fancy maybe as a newer
Well,
car,
it's not
but
fast or whatever, but it got lights and
Yeah.
it's cozy.
You
yeah,
wouldn't get a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
you would. Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry
Even
about
in
speeding
school
tickets.
zone.
Yeah,
And you've got a wiper. So
Yeah, you do have to say hand operated.
one wiper. Yeah, if you want
Yeah.
to wipe your window, you got to use the lever on the inside,
Yeah.
make it go back and forth.
Like, can you imagine in a rainstorm? You just trying to drive a T with the throttle and everything. And
Oh yeah, it would have been an
that's the life.
experience.
Yeah.
Well, you've got an absolutely beautiful shop, and you've also started a YouTube channel, haven't you?
Yeah, me and Jim started with the name of the shop, Strong's Garage.
Strong's Garage.
Yeah.
So I'll add the link on here as well. You just started it,
Just
right?
started.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
thought people would like what we do so much of this stuff.
Yeah,
that we
we're
think
immersed
people
in
would
it
like
every day. But yeah.
And
amazing.
and so on your channel, you do like cold starts, restorations,
Yeah,
go
we
and
do-
find
yeah,
this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Mostly
Mostly,
try and keep updated with the shops going.
yeah, because we still have a
Yeah.
bunch of renovating to do and things, so people like that.
Well,
I wish I would have started with the build because it would have been pretty neat. But
oh, it would have been. I'm sure a ton of people would have watched you building this garage and restoring it. But now you got the channel for all your future endeavors. You
Yeah.
can do it.
I just think it's cool to. I was against it for a long time, just I don't know why, but I look on YouTube or different places for stuff that I like, and there's a lot of it, but there's always people that I don't know. It's not selfish because it's what we do, but I think people would like to see it.
Of course they would.
Yeah, you appreciate seeing their stuff.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta
So
kind
that's
of
what you know what?
reciprocate.
Yeah, because we do everything like antique cats, and motorcycles, whatever.
Everything, yeah. You do the Model T races,
Yeah,
which we've been to.
races. Not this car. I tried to get him to race it. He didn't want to.
Yeah, it's a little nice to be taken to the track, I think. You wouldn't want to see that one getting the dust all over it.
So
But,
this, we tried to create a feel. Like this is the feel of the building. You know, this feels old.
Yeah.
well, I definitely appreciate you guys having me out today, too.
Come on, yeah.
So off we go to leave Matt to his work here to get the cars worked on. Bill and I are going to grab some food at the famous deli they've got in town, which should be delicious. But if you have not checked out Matt's channel, check out Strong's Garage on YouTube. I'll put a link down below. Fantastic guy. I mean, they do amazing work here. If you're in the Edmonton sort of area and you've got a classic car that needs repair, or if you're looking for old parts, he's a great resource too. So thanks very much to Matt for having us out to his shop today. But Bill, for you and I, let's go grab something to eat. Off we go. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned for more episodes, and we'll see y'all soon. And of course, bye for now.